Valentine's Day with us. um, First of all, I know we have a lot of new people here, so I want to take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Meredith Hoskin. I'm the 2024 president of the City of Alameda Democrats. With me from the board is Wyeth McAdam, who's our head of membership. And you all know our club vice president, Zach Bowling. So thank you all for being here. One quick piece of club business before we jump into the candidates forum. We are going to be starting a committee to update the bylaws. So if anyone is interested in getting involved in that process, should email Wyeth, which is wyethmc@gmail.com. All right. So tonight we're going to hear from some candidates that are on our ballot. This is our last and final candidates forum before the primary election. I think everyone on here knows that you have your ballots in hand, and they are due March 5th or earlier. The earlier the better, as I've been told. This is not an endorsement meeting. You all can find our club endorsements on the website, alamedademocraticclub.org. This is really just our opportunity to meet and hear from some of the candidates looking to represent us and our values within the county judicial system and for the California Democratic Party. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to tell us who they are and why we should vote for them. I realize that means we're probably going to have a longer meeting than usual, but we won't go too late. There will be no Q&A, but I'm sure the candidates will welcome your questions emailed to them afterwards, and I'm sure they'll give website and contact information afterwards. All right. So with that said, let me see. Our one ask is for everyone on the call to mute themselves. And then once you are named to speak, just unmute yourself. We do have a timer to set the 2 minutes. So you should see that in the gallery view. So just keep an eye on the time, and I think it will buzz when your time is up. And by all means, do not feel obligated to take the whole time. All right, thank you. With that said, do we have Mark Fix, the Honorable Mark Fix on the line?
Yes, Mark Fickus right here. How are you tonight?
Good. Why don't you go ahead and start us off?
All right, and where's the timer, just so I know what I should be looking at?
Amy,
okay, just want to make sure I know it. I want to try to pace myself for my 2 minutes. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let me reset it. But go ahead and start talking and I'll get it going.
Great. Good evening, everyone. I'm Commissioner Mark Fickus. I'm with the Alameda County Superior Court. I was in practice for about 28 years as a trial lawyer, having both prosecuted and defended criminal cases, and also having worked on the civil side, having represented plaintiffs and defendants in various forms of civil litigation, ranging from employment, representing union workers in disputes with their bosses, to whistleblowers in wrongful termination and retaliation cases. I also spent 8 years working as an enforcement attorney for the Securities and Exchange Commission, where I prosecuted corporate fraud, insider trading, and those types of cases. After 28 years of doing that, I applied for and was appointed by the Superior Court to serve as a commissioner. I currently serve in Department 603 of the Alameda County Superior Court, where I preside over essentially traffic cases, criminal infractions. The majority of people who come to my court are unrepresented. Many are non-native English speakers and really need someone to help shepherd them through what can be a complicated and intimidating system. And it is my job to make sure that everyone's treated fairly, treated impartially, that they are given a voice, that they are heard, and that they are ultimately given due process of law. That is my goal in each and every case. I'm proud to say that I'm endorsed by the Alameda County Democratic Party, the Albany Democratic Club, the East Bay Stonewall Democratic Club, the John George Democratic Club, the San Leandro Democratic Club, the Tri-Valley Democratic Club, the Wellstone Democratic Renewal Club, SEIU 1021, and I'm also very proud to be endorsed by 35 sitting commissioners and judges in the Alameda County Superior Court. I hope very much to earn your vote, and I wish everybody a good evening as you hear from all of the other candidates.
Great, thank you so much, Mark. And I know Michael Johnson wasn't able to join tonight due to a family engagement. He's taking his wife out for Valentine's Day, but I understand that someone from his campaign was going to be there. Is that person here? All right, well, we'll check back and see if they join later. All right, now turning our attention over to all the candidates for Alameda County Central Committee. Thank you all so much for joining. This is the office you will find on your ballot right next to the president. And the Alameda County Central Committee is, for those that don't know, is the governing organization locally for the Democratic Party. So from my observations, this is the elected body that works to inform us at the local level and also influence from us at the state level on opportunities and people who represents the values of our party. They do resolutions, endorsements, fundraising, all that. Zach, does that sound pretty accurate?
Nope, yep, that's pretty on the head.
All right, so among the 28 candidates that are on your ballot, we will get to select 10. So we are gonna conduct this form by going in the order of the ballot. So with that, I'm gonna start with Laura Lee Geist.
Hi there, nice to see you all and meet folks, even those that I can't see that are streaming. I am running for District 18. I have been in Oakland for about 30 years and also raised my two children here who are now in college, giving me a little bit more time to raise my hand and give more of my efforts both to the party and to my community. I have practiced law as a trial lawyer for also about 30 years. I've made the joke that I must have made all good decisions when I was exactly 25 years old, because it seems that's when I moved to Oakland and when I started practicing law. I am very much looking forward to the opportunity to be on this committee. Primary reasons are that I'm incredibly practical and pragmatic. I think that that is a huge value to the party as well as more broadly to our community. And maybe most important, I have unique skills, especially with regard to talking to folks, interviewing folks, and understanding complex issues and able to synthesize a great deal of information and know where all the stakeholders are and what the issues are based on where somebody sits. I've often said I'm very good at asking questions. I don't ever stop at the first question. I usually find that by the second or the third question, you really know where somebody stands. And on this committee, I think having an in-depth interview and really understanding where each of the candidates are on various policies will be absolutely critical to making sure that we have the best candidates and best options on our ballots going forward, and mostly just really pressing candidates on where they stand and how they'll be held accountable. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nicole Grashton. Isn't Nicole here? All right, let's jump down then to Ms. Hannah Gross.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hannah Gross. I live in Alameda and grew up here. I am excited to be running for Central Committee. I recently ran for City Council in the city of Alameda. And one of the things that I really appreciated about being able to run was being able to interact with the central committee and really better understand what the party is doing. And one of the reasons why I decided to run myself for central committee is because I think it is critical that we have people who are in central committee who really understand the district, but also are able to connect with people who are different than them, and represent those values well, and are also really good at being able to articulate to the people, outside of what I would call like the Democratic insiders, what exactly Central Committee does and how it functions and how they can get involved. Because I think one of the things that makes us stronger is our involvement. I also am running because I just think that it is critical that we have people who represent diverse backgrounds, renters, people who don't necessarily have wealth, but who are very committed to making sure that our community is a good place to live for all of the residents in Assembly District 18. I am running on a slate with a bunch of other wonderful candidates, and there are so many great options. So I hope that I earn your vote on or before March 5th. And if you have any questions for me, I will drop my information in the chat so that you guys can reach out to me afterwards. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up is Myra Alvarado. All right. Is Adrian Abuyan here?
Yes, I am. Good evening.
Hi there.
Great. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me this evening. My name's Adrian Abuyan. As you may know or may not, I was raised in Alameda, but now am rooted and work in Oakland with my family here. And I'm so glad to be able to put my name along with the 28 other great names and other candidates in this office. I'm in a good room of a lot of friends tonight. And so I'm glad we come before this club to make sure that we can get the word out about why we're running. Just a little bit about me, I'm a first generation Filipino-Mexican college graduate. I went to College Alameda, Laney College, and Merritt College. Then went to UC Berkeley, and then after that, I worked for Senator Feinstein in Washington, D.C., came back to California, missed my family, went into work in public affairs, then for a nonprofit many people know, Meals on Wheels, and I've oftentimes volunteered there and other nonprofits. But now I'm back in public affairs and oftentimes work on policy issues, maybe not as my professional hat, but ways to interact with business and community groups and nonprofits. And so I'm glad to join such a well-rounded slate that I'm on, where you have educators, folks who work for policymakers, who run campaigns, et cetera, because it brings in the multitude of voices and perspectives that I think our party needs now more than ever. And so I'm looking forward to understanding more about how we can serve in these positions. And no matter who wins this office, we know we need to work together. So I pride myself on building collaboration and consensus when it comes to work like this, because our party has a vast amount of priorities, all great ones. That means that we can fit a lot more people in this party too, in a time we're seeing some decrease in terms of registration when it comes to Democratic Party. We need more people to be active. And one thing I'm really passionate about, which I hope we can bring to our party, is voter engagement, voter outreach, and in an intergenerational manner. Because I was blown away when I learned, like Clifford and Moss, that 60% of the voters that will turn out in this March primary are going to be 55 and older. We need more activity. It needs to be a priority, and look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Adrian. Is Lauren Taylor? Okay. Austin Tam.
Good evening. My name is Austin Tam. I am running as an incumbent. I was elected in 2020. I've lived in Alameda for 44 years. 43 years now. I'm running to help make the invisible visible, as someone with disability and someone who's a disability advocate and social justice advocate. I've worked on many issues, like tenants' rights issues, human rights issues, any injustice that's going on. in 2021, my friend Andrea Luna and myself drafted a resolution on Palestine to show the solidarity against the occupation that's going on in Palestine. And in the past and just recently, we did a ceasefire resolution that passed in the Central Committee. I'm running to be the independent voice of the party, and to remind people that in the words of my mother, I'm not controllable, and I cannot be bought by different things in the Democratic Party. And it's ironic that there's 28 people running in this race, because like last time there were 31 people that were running. And I hope that that you would vote for me again. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Cheney Turner.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Cheney Turner. I'm with the People Powered Progressive Slate, representing District 18, and I am running for Alameda County Central Committee. I am an Oakland native, a third-generation Oaklander. My family actually, before moving to Oakland, like many Black folks who migrated to the Bay Area, they lived in Alameda and set roots there before purchasing their homes there. I am running to be a representation, more of a progressive voice. Currently, there isn't very much Black representation within Central Committee. I currently chair the City of Oakland Cannabis Commission. For the last 2 decades, my work has been centered in social justice work for 8 years, in cannabis justice work. I have experience in building relationships across municipalities, also with budgets. Currently, was able to direct funding to state funding to business owners who were burglarized, cannabis business owners who were burglarized, as well as supporting our ongoing programs. I decided to run because I have personally, like I said, have lived experiences of displacement, housing inequities. Also, I'm a caretaker for my mother who has dementia, and we need more senior advocacy, especially as we issues and displacement. Our senior communities are definitely impacted by that. We have, of course, a surge of public safety issues, and I would like to be a voice of that centers all communities, especially in finding more holistic ways in finding solutions to those issues. Myself and other slate members have been very vocal and active in supporting and sponsoring and writing ceasefires here locally, and for the Alameda Dems party as well. And we would like to, continue that as we see that things aren't going to, end very soon. And I am just glad to be here again. Thank you for the invitation, and I look forward to joining the Central Committee and representing District 18. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Joanna, are you there?
I am here. Are you able to hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Meredith. Thank you, everybody, for having us, and happy Valentine's Day. My name is Joanna, and I'm running along with the People Powered Progressives, honestly, to bring some good old revolutionary love to the Central Committee. The kind of love that says that when you're hurting, I'm hurting. When you're not free, I'm not free. The kind of love that recognizes that we're so interconnected that when we lift those who have the least among us, we all rise. And so a little about me, I'm an attorney. I'm a restorative justice circle keeper. I'm an immigrant from Bulgaria who fled violence in my own home and found home here in the Bay Area in Oakland. Ever since I was a child, I wanted to know how to stop violence. I became a civil rights attorney so that I can work to end discrimination, which to me is a form of systemic violence. Over the last few years, as crime has been rising in many of our cities, I pivoted to trying to prevent and address crime and interpersonal violence. Up until a month ago, I served as assistant district attorney in the San Francisco District Attorney's Office, where I worked to expand access to restorative justice diversion to youth and young adults. The youth who went through our program, who held themselves accountable, who repaired the harm they caused, the data showed that they were 44% less likely to reoffend than youth who went through the traditional prosecution process. So being smart on crime is actually way more effective in improving public safety than being tough on crime. And I'm excited to run for Central Committee with the People Power Progressive because we have been doing the work. We don't just talk the talk, we have been walking the walk. In October of last year, we wrote one of the first resolutions calling for a ceasefire in Gaza ever passed by a Democratic Party body in this country. We did the right thing, even though it was not popular at the time. And to me, that is what leadership looks like. And we've been going to Central Committee meetings, reviewing legislation, trying to create processes so that the Central Committee represents all of us, all of our people, not just the political insiders. And so I thank you so much for your time. I'll put my email and notes in the chat if you want to reach out. And I really do pray that you vote for people power and revolutionary love. Thank you.
Thanks, Ioana. Is Mario Juarez? Okay. Let's go to Desmond Jeffries. Are you there? Feel free to unmute.
Hi, you guys. My name is Desmond Jeffries. Sorry I was not able to really prepare something, but I think we're doing introductions. So my name is Desmond Jeffries, Oakland resident, District 6, also ADEM for AD18. Moved here to the Bay back in 2015, came for grad school, and then just been working for the city and county in the public arena and for community ever since and before that. The reason why I'm running is because I think we're getting away from the fundamentals of what runs society, what's needed by all the residents of society, just the basic necessities, which is affordable housing. That's one of them. Low cost of rent, capping rent. I could go so much on the tangent, but I'm going to try to stay within the arena. I'm kind of juggling two things right now as well. But I'm here to make sure that we focus on what really matters, and that is the necessities of life. And I'm here I'm also stand for a ceasefire in Gaza, stand for single payer, which is healthcare for all. Making sure that our retirement stays low, we maintain our pensions, strong unions. And sorry, I missed a lot what we were supposed to be discussing, but these are the things I stand for, and hopefully I'll be able to reiterate if we have any further questions on that. But thank you for having me here, and hopefully you guys can get my support. If there's anything you want to know about me or my platform, you could also go to our website, People Power Progressives. Thank you.
Mr. Jeffries, I think the only thing you missed is if you want to put that information in the chat, you may do so.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Desmond. That was perfect. All right, Tracy Jensen. Councilmember Jensen on the line.
Hello. Thank you, Meredith. Good evening and happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I'm Tracy Jensen, and I can best share my reasons for running for the Alameda County Democratic Central Committee by sharing an experience that I had during the 2022 campaign for Alameda City Council. So I've received the ACDEM endorsement several times during my campaigns, and as we've discussed, that is one of the reasons for the Central Committee. And during my campaign for school board and as on the Alameda Hospital Board, I've received the endorsement, but it's always been a big deal to me because I'm a lifelong Democrat. So when I got the invitation to the Alameda City Council candidate endorsement meeting, I spent some time putting together talking points to talk about my experience in Alameda County and elsewhere. My experience as working for Assembly members Johan Clays and Delane Easton here in Alameda County, to share how I took what I learned working with vulnerable constituents here in Alameda County when I worked on universal health care and children's health insurance in DC. And I also wanted the AC Dems to know that I brought the Democratic Party vision of equality to the Alameda School Board when we passed the country's first anti-LGBTQIA+ bullying curricula. But I didn't get a chance to share my information or my platform for Alameda because when I appeared for the endorsement interview, the Central Committee leaders had only one question for me. They asked me, will you, under any circumstances, increase the budget for the Alameda Police Department? And I said, yes. I said, yes, I would. I was surprised at the question, but I answered it. I would increase the APD budget if crime increased, I said, and I would increase it if new technology became available. So I was saddened by that question. I was hoping that there would be more information that I could provide and that they would want to know. And as a member of the Alameda Democratic Central Committee, I'll bring back accountable leadership and support for ideals, not just one particular position. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Jensen. Is Warren Logan there? All right. How about Harold Lowe?
Hello, everyone. I guess I'll tell you a little bit about myself first and then why I'm running. First, there are a lot of amazing people here, and I'm glad to see that. I also think that we need to make some changes with these amazing people who are here. I'm a fourth generation Oaklander. In fact, my family was in Oakland when it was 3% Black. So I understand the community quite well. I was born to teenage parents here in Oakland. I grew up poor, and by the time I was 7 years old, my father drowned in an accident. And I understand what working people, what poor people have to go through. Fortunately, I lived in a community where I was able to stay here and I was able to succeed. I went to UC Berkeley as an undergrad, majoring in African American Studies with policy and economics. I went to Cal State East Bay for a master's in public policy. And now I'm a father of the fourth generation in my family of kids in Oakland Public Schools, and married for almost 27 years. I volunteer in a ton of activities, and I've been doing so for the last dozen years pretty strongly, including supporting Alameda with Scouts. I am a Scout leader who helps with Scouts in Oakland and Alameda. I'm a district commissioner, and so I try to make sure that our kids get to understand what nature and life is like outside of the confines of being in the urban area. Now, why am I running? I'm running because when I look at the suffering that's going on in our county, it's disproportionate. It doesn't happen in the rest of the state. And we're suffering because we really haven't created in the Central Committee a vision. If you look at the national platform, and you can go look at the Democratic platform, it focuses on healthcare and COVID and some other things. You look at the state platform, it looks at giving people economic opportunities so they can create their own businesses and well-being. You can go to Sacramento Central Committee and they'll show you what they believe in. Alameda County Democratic Central Committee does not give you a vision, doesn't give you a mission, doesn't tell you what it stands for, doesn't tell you about the initiatives that we've endorsed in the past. We've got to be able to be transparent with the community out there. We have a lot of problems going on, and we have homelessness, and we have crime, we have economic disparity, and probably 50 other issues. But we seem to keep focusing on resolutions that don't focus on our community. And we need to have diversity. We don't have very many people who've actually worked in for-profit. We don't have people who have talked about unifying the different communities as it relates to racial disparities. And so I'm running because of that. And I hope that I can get your vote. Go to empoweroaklandslate.com.
Thank you. Is Regina on the line? Feel free to unmute yourself.
Yes, I am. Hi there.
Hi there.
I was literally putting on the chat that Regina's online, and then you read my chat. So yeah. So I just logged in. I'm actually a school board member for Emory Unified, and we just wrapped up a school board meeting. So yeah, I'm just chiming in right now.
Okay, great. Each candidate has 2 minutes to tell us who they are and why we should vote for them for Central Committee.
Yeah. Absolutely. My name is Regina Chagoya. It's pronounced with the Y, the LL, and I'm running for the Assembly District 18 Central Democratic Committee. Well, one, Emeryville is now part of Assembly District 18. In the past, it's been part of 15. And so I would like to represent the city of Emeryville, as well as public school teachers and public school students. I'm on the slate with the Unified Voices for Democracy. I'm an elementary teacher in Berkeley. I live in Emeryville. Thanks to the first time home buyers program, I'm able to afford to live in Emeryville. And I'm also a school board member for Emeryville Unified School District since 2020. And I want to be able to represent public school teachers and public education, specifically supporting those measures and candidates who support fully funded education. I have firsthand experience of what it's like to be teaching during the pandemic and the impacts of legislation and policy on public health, and what I do in the classroom and how there are outside components that make decisions that impact my ability to teach students. So I was directly impacted by that. And I have been motivated and inspired to run in this seat for that reason. And I'm also the vice president of Berkeley Federation of Teachers, which overlooks 900 members. So I have a history of listening to many voices and many opinions. I'm also the Northern California K-12 vice president for California Federation of Teachers. And so I work with, teacher leaders across the Northern California area, and we push on legislation, and we definitely support candidates who support fully funded public education. And, Emeryville, we're tiny but mighty. And, it's really neat to be part of in the majority of Oakland and Alameda. But I just want to remind everyone that Assembly District 18 represents more than one city. And in the end, that we're all interested in making sure our children are educated, because many of these issues that we're experiencing are stemmed to being able to properly publicly fund and public educate our students. So yeah, that's my spiel. And nice to meet you all. It's just really exciting. It's kind of unique to be running in such a position because it's a team effort. And during this race, I've been able to meet other folks in other fields, whether it's pro housing or public health, activists in local issues, and just I'm learning so much during this time. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thanks. Is Stuart Chen on the line? Don't see him. How about Amber Childress? See her. Andrea Bocanegra.
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you everyone for having us tonight. I'm actually excited to see so many candidates running for this central committee, because 10 years ago, this election was not publicized, or it wasn't, we weren't informed as much as we are now about the importance of running for these seats. So I was recruited a few years ago. I am an incumbent along with Austin Tam, and I was recruited by my community to actually run because they wanted representation. I am a teacher. I am an activist in East Oakland. I'm the person that is out in the streets, cleaning up the streets, feeding homeless, educating folks in my native language, Espanol. So I'm out there day by day, doing what I say I'm going to do. So I'm very much, boots on the ground. I'm not a politician. So for me, coming into this scene was a little hard, but I knew that in order for us to make change, I had to have a seat on the table. In order to be there, I had to do what we are doing today, and educating folks, talking about issues that are really everyday life issues that we are entitled to as humans, and deserve the same as anybody else, regardless, how much you make, where you live. We all want the same things, for our community and for our family. So I'm running again. I kind of hesitated a little bit because I'm so busy. I'm donating my time. I coach students that cannot afford to be in these club volleyballs. So we're out there, serving the unserved community that cannot afford expensive things that shouldn't be a price to this, especially for youth. I'm a big advocate for youth, for immigration, disabilities. I have a lot of students that depend on me, and I'm there for not just the students but the families. So I'm thank everybody for having me, and I look forward to your support. Thank you again.
Great, thank you. All right, Mr. Zach Bowling, are you ready?
I am. Give me 1 second. Running tech and speaking at the same time is also complicated, but I think I can do this where I can put the timer split screen or something. There we go. All right. And let me second. Okay. We'll juggle here, do tech at the same time. I'll go ahead and start my timer. But everyone knows me, I guess, in this club as the most immediate past president. And I'm proud to be your twice elected delegate to the state Democratic Party. And I'm really proud of the work I've done there of actually getting platforms amended to our party platform and getting legislation endorsed by the party officially. But other things that I've done, I've founded a pro-housing advocacy organization, got hundreds of units off the ground, helped get new legislation passed in different cities, but also in Sacramento through that effort. I'm one of the first founding members of one of the first tech unions to hold our companies accountable, but also to make them more ethical and to protect our workers, especially contract workers. But I'm also an advocate. Alamedans know me. I was on campaign staff for Measure Z. I was on 2019 Measure A versus B to open the Wellness Center, helping out with the current Measure E effort to fund our schools, or just showing up in council constantly on different progressive causes. And I'm really proud of that work. I'm also proud of the work that I've done as the admin of like Alameda Peeps even, and being a community leader there to champion everything from fundraisers and everything in our community. But I really want to bring this activist energy to our central committee and kind of step it up and kind of move us forward a bit. I'm proud to be endorsed by all the mayors in our district, the Attorney General Rhonda Bonda, Mia Bonta, our assembly member, long list on my website. It's on zachbulling.com. I'm also proud to be running with the Unified Voices for Democracy slate, unifieddems.com. A bunch of people, like-minded progressives that really want to stand up for people. So, and I will leave it at that. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And for your magical multitasking. Thanks. Rowena Brown.
Hello. Good evening and happy Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for having me. I guess I'll just start first by just sharing a little bit about myself. Born and raised here in the East Bay, have been living, working, and playing in the beautiful city of Oakland since 2009. Proud product of public schools, attended community college here in the district, both Laney and Merritt College. And I'm an alum of Mills College, which is in East Oakland. And during my time there, I had the opportunity to teach civics education to 8th graders. And it was really from that experience that I wanted to kind of further my community work. And so I had the opportunity to work on behalf of the East Oakland community during the pandemic, providing resources. And then that would kind of further lead me to attend law school, recent law school graduate, legal focus on environmental law. And then currently, I have the amazing opportunity of serving as a district director for State Assemblymember Mia Bonta. Ultimately, I'm really passionate about community and improving the quality of life for everyone in the 18th district. Also had the opportunity to work on a couple pieces of legislation, AB 1520. This was a bill to advance civics education in schools. And then currently should have a bill number actually by Friday, working on a piece of legislation to help improve air quality here in the 18th district and across the state of California. So really excited about that. I'm running for Democratic Central Committee for a handful of reasons. mainly really focused on voter education, outreach, engagement. All too often, so many community members are asking, who's on my ballot, what's on my ballot. And so I think that a tool of the Central Committee is around voter engagement. And it's not only to uplift candidates for endorsement, but to really help educate and activate civic engagement here locally. As mentioned, you've heard from so many of the amazing folks on the Unified Voices for Democracy slate. I'm proud to be running with the amazing group of leaders. Learn more about me, rowenaforoakland.com. And then as Zach mentioned, unifieddems. It's inside the chat. So please check us out. Thank you so much for having us.
All right, thank you. Ariel Fleischer. Feel free to unmute.
That was such a rookie move.
No worries.
I'll start over. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ariel Fleischer. I am running for the Central Committee and really thrilled to be here tonight. I also got out of doing bedtime, so I'm pretty excited about that as well for my 4 and 1-year-old. So I'm really proud to be running with the Empower Oakland slate. I've called Oakland home for the last 10 years, and I'm proud to be part of this vibrant and exciting and special city and surrounding communities. I think incredible potential lies within the county's people and neighborhoods, but we're facing real challenges, and the challenges that the county faces demand new leadership that reflects our values and is guided by pragmatism. And I have spent my career bringing people together to solve big problems and create opportunities for change. My background is in public health and urban planning. I have extensive experience in government and policy as a policy analyst at the San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency, where I focused on improving biking and walking and equitable access to transportation. And I also served as a liaison to the Board of Supervisors for the Department of Public Health, where I stood up vaccine clinics and developed the city's vaccine strategy, which was some of the most rewarding work of my career. And so throughout my experience in government, I really learned about the power and the importance of analysis and research, of asking tough questions, uncovering answers, and the value of dialogue. And I believe that we really have to dive into complexity if we're going to achieve change. As I noted, I'm also a mom of 2 wonderful young kids who are 4 and 1. We adore Alameda, Jean Sweeney Park. I buy a lot of clothing at Mommy's Trading Post. I would probably eat all my meals at Cholita Linda if I could. I'm proud to be a neighbor with Alameda. So I am running because I believe that the county has a bright future ahead, and it starts with strong Democratic leadership in office. The Central Committee is the foundation for the county's Democratic Party. It is the root, and it is in need of strengthening. So I believe what the county and what our party needs is pragmatism and practical solutions to the county's challenges. We also have to be able to lift up the county's joys and successes. I'm proud to be part of a slate with tremendous experience with lawyers and teachers, engineers, policy experts, and small business owners. We are people who are eager to dive into issues, understand complexity, and work with Alameda County residents to bring their issues to the forefront of the Central Committee and our Democratic Party. So I hope to earn your vote, and happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. All right, is Pamela Farron on the line? How about Howard Eagerman?
Second. Okay, I'm Howard Eagerman. I'm part of the people-powered progressive slate. I'm really honored to run with some great, outstanding candidates. This is President's Day weekend coming up, and we are supported by our revolution. I want to remind everyone, our country was founded as a part of a revolution. I am unique in that I am a senior. I'm a member of the Senior Caucus. In fact, I'm the secretary of the Senior Caucus. In addition, I'm a veteran. I served as then Assembly Member Rob Bonta's Veteran of the Year in 2016. I served in the Navy, and I started my career in government service in 1969, when, unlike President Biden and President Trump, I passed the pre-induction physical at 1515 Clay Street, now the state building. When I got out of the service, I could not get a job, so I ended up working for the federal government. So far, I've only worked 50 years in Social Security. I'm a union member, and I work for my union to save my Social Security office in Eastmont Mall. I wanted to close it down. So I'm used to working with a wide variety of people. I'm part of diversity, and I'm really proud of the fact that our slate is geographically balanced as well as balanced in terms of race, color, and creed. And I'm proud to bring a little bit of gray to the People Power Progressive slate. I hope you will support us. I just want to just mention, as a veteran and as a senior, this current war situation reminds me of what happened in Vietnam, which cost me 4 years of my life, as well as resulted in a lot of people, my high school and other people, being on the wall in Washington, D.C. So I feel strongly that our slate will bring change to the party through our Gaza resolution. And I feel strongly that we will do what we can to really make the Democratic Party the diverse body that it should be. Just want to mention that as a federal worker, I could not serve on the committee until 1995, thanks to my Abe Lincoln, Bill Clinton. Thank you so much. Please join us and support People Power Progressive. And you can get information from me at my union, afghoward@gmail.com. Thank you so much. And I really enjoy being a member of the Alameda Club. Just want to mention that I get my senior haircut at Supercuts on
Great. I'm so
Park Street.
sorry, Howard, your time is up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Sean, are you on the line? Sean Duger? All right. The next I will call up Pamela Price. Madam District Attorney, are you there?
I am here.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Okay, can you hear me okay? Good. Okay. Hello, Alameda. Glad to be here. Happy Valentine's Day. I got on my Valentine's Day outfit. Okay. I am a longtime resident of Assembly District 18, and I have been elected to the Alameda County Central Committee twice, with your support, I might add. And I have demonstrated integrity, compassion, commitment to justice, and a fierce tenaciousness serving on this committee. Participation is key to being on the Central Committee, and I take my responsibility to participate very seriously, and I fulfilled my commitment over the past 8 years to show up and vote on behalf of our community. Serving on the Central Committee takes time and it costs money, but as one of the very few African American women on this committee, I know how important it is that I show up. And so I've been doing that. I'm also a member of and have been supported numerous Democratic clubs that are active in Assembly District 18, including this club. The people on the People Power Progressive slate that I'm running with have also been showing up for the past 4 years and making significant contributions to the Central Committee. We're a slate of candidates that are each proven to be bold, progressive candidates committed to improving the Central Committee. I have worked with most of the members of the People Power Progressive slate for the past 4 years. There are some great candidates running who are not on our slate, but many of the candidates running this year have not even attended one of our meetings and have not worked with the Democratic Party in any capacity. Presence and participation matter on the Central Committee. We even have an attendance requirement that people will be expected to meet. We are trying to empower the local Democratic Party to make it more responsive and reflective of our community. I ask for your endorsement for myself and for every member of the People Power Progressive slate. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Kalima Preforce.
Pryforce, council member.
Pryforce,
Kalima
sorry.
Pryforce. Yeah, my name is Kalima Pryforce. I'm the council member for the city of Emeryville. I'm just happy to be here, Alameda. representing Emeryville. Today, I got a call from the San Francisco Standard about some recent thefts at one of our mall locations, Bay Street. And I said, "Oh, well, thank you for this call. Why are you calling me?" There's plenty of other council members, and they said, "Well, you're the one that everyone we spoke to said this is the council member that can actually get things done. This is the council member that you can speak to." And he said, and it's very interesting because you're also supporting the district attorney, Pamela Price. And I said, "That's right. I am a black coffee progressive. A little FDR, some Shirley Chisholm, and maybe some sprinkle John Stewart. What's important to me is that we are the slate that stands up, and being the slate that stands up, not just for a ceasefire, but also who stood up for Madam District Attorney D.A. Price. Shout out to Hannah Gross, and to all of you. You have amazing gifts and talents, and thank you for being a part of the democratic process. But I chose to be a part of this slate because this is the slate that actually gets the stuff done, that actually stands up against the status quo. And so I'm happy to be a black coffee progressive, not a Scott Wiener progressive, not a John Botters progressive. We are not going to sell our Alameda County, Alameda, Oakland, or Emeryville to corporate interests at the highest bid. We are here to protect the people's voice. And that's why I'm so darn happy to be and excited to be a part of this slate.
Thank you so much. Royal Roberts, are you there?
I am. Good evening.
Hi.
President Hoskin, club officers, club members, thank you for having me. My name is Royal Roberts, and I'm a member of the People-Powered Progressive Slate. I appreciate your work. I'm also the treasurer and secretary of the Oakland East Bay Democratic Club, so I know that it takes time and commitment to be in any club. I'm a former resident of the city of Alameda. I lived there from 2011 to 2015, and again from 2016 to somewhere around there, over 6 years in total. I served on the Rent Review Advisory Commission in Alameda. I also served on the Alameda Disaster Council, a committee to help people in the island if, heaven forbid, a disaster happened. I've also served on the Alameda County Human Relations Commission. I am an incumbent, and what that means is for the past 4 years, I have been on the committee, seeing what it does and seeing how it works. And the reason that I did come is for the reason that many have stated previously. There was a need for a change on the Alameda County Democratic Central Committee. And I believe I am the lone elected Black male on the committee. And what that means is I would like to bring more diversity of thought, diversity of action on the committee. Today, as a people-powered progressive, we are asking for your vote. And we believe, as was stated, that we are the individuals not just to talk about it, but to be about it. So thank you for your time, and we look forward to hopefully gaining your vote. Good evening.
Thank you so much. All right, and the last one, is Iris there?
Good evening. Yes, I am here.
Hi there, feel free to mute. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I hope you can see me. I'm in my car. I was in the office, but I needed to come out to jump on this call. So I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Iris Marians, and I am an alternate to the Alameda County Democratic Central Committee. I've been there for the last 4 years. Prior to that, I was an associate through a Democratic club. I belong to multiple Democratic clubs in the city of Oakland. I have over 25 years of government experience with the city of Oakland and have worked closely with our partners, our county partners, Emeryville and the city of Alameda, as well as the city of San Leandro. I formerly worked for the president of the council, and we pretty much had boots on the ground working with a community that had lots of disinvestment. We brought major retail, car dealerships, built entire units of housing. So we understand what it's like to work on the ground and get things done. But I think our slate is unique because we bring intellect, generosity of community, we bring compassion, but more importantly, we bring experience from working in the community. And we also bring the community's voice. We are a diverse group of people that bring a lot to the Central Committee. And I believe that we should bring the community's voice. We haven't heard it as much as we need to. So if you could please support our slate, we would certainly appreciate that. Thank you for your time.
Great, thank you so much. All right, are there any candidates that we missed or that joined late? Great. Well, thank you all very much, especially taking time out of your evening, out of your Valentine's Day. I don't think there's really been another forum for us and for Democrats to hear from all the candidates. So we just really appreciate you taking the time, and just know that, you know, we'll be circulating notes and we'll be circulating this recording so that Democrats in 8018 are well informed about who their choice is for Central Committee.
And if we could do something real quick, if you'll give me the liberty here, if we could get a photo of everybody, that'd be awesome. If we could turn cameras on and just get a photo of all the candidates, if you're willing to turn on your cameras for a minute. It'd be just delightful for website.
Are you gonna say 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I was letting people get their cameras on because I kind of surprised people there. All right. Getting a few more people. All right, I'm gonna do it in 3, 2, and 1. Cheese. All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you
for
all.
indulging.
Good luck on the rest of the election and campaigns and everything.
Good to
That
see
was a good
everybody.
idea. Thank you, Zach. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for coming.